my life wasn't all that easy, but whose is? Since I was the age of 9 years old, I've dealt with issues from the battle my brother was experiencing with substance abuse. Those issues came with even more from my family as yet I don't necessarily believe it was his fault, and here's why. Substance abuse is something that everyone is exposed to. This can be due to influences, genetics, or even one's mental state. You can know someone, it could be you or an individual that you come in contact with. It's possible for abuse of a substance to play a factor. No matter how controlled or responsible one may think, it can happen. Most are unaware of the multiple causes of substance abuse, concluding a lack of education around the importance of receiving help for themselves and or others. Today, I'd like to touch on 3 different areas of substance abuse: the problem, the cause, and the solution. After today, I want you to walk away knowing the importance of understanding substance abuse and receiving help. By providing further education around what this global topic is impacting our world at an alarming rate really is, the causes as well as the opportunity for recovery, treatment options, as well as the need. According to American Addiction Centers, in 2017, 8.5 million adults alone suffered from both a mental health disorder and a substance disorder, or co-occurring disorders. This is just one example for the strong need of education around addiction and for others to understand that they are not alone. One of the main problems in our world today is this ongoing battle and a globalized topic that needs to be addressed now. I indicate a strong emphasis around the word now because the sooner one can address this issue and further their education, the greater the possibility of saving one's life and preventing further issues. What most people don't realize is the strong impact this can have on one's life and the lives around them. Drug addiction, also referred to as substance use disorder, is a disease that affects a person's brain and behavior and leads to an inability to control the use of legal or illegal drug or medication. As I mentioned earlier, I don't necessarily think the ongoing issues of substance abuse was my brother's fault. As the Mayo Clinic indicates, more than 20% of Americans with anxiety disorder also suffer from drug use disorder. This shows the direct relationship with anxiety and depression, as these factors can contribute or affect drug abuse. I believe one of the global cause issues is due to the lack of education around what this really is. This also pertains to the fact that abusers and their family and friends are unaware of the resources available to them, not receiving much support, issues with funding, health-related issues, and more. Whether this includes not understanding what it is or what all it entails, unaware of the signs and symptoms that come with this, or generally no idea of what the effects are, substances can worsen mental health issues, can cause erotic or abnormal behavior, cause overall change in mannerisms, and so much more. Although the effects vary from person to person, they also vary from person to person based on the substances. From the beginning, my parents and I educated ourselves on what substance abuse was and due to the problems my brother was facing, and we wanted to make sure he was never fighting alone. We began to understand his triggers, ways to help, and even resources for prevention. Over the last year of him being alive, he was a completely different person and had been free of substances for over 18 months. It is important one recognizes unhealthy addiction patterns and can work towards understanding why. Many times the abuser is unable to help themselves, so it is important family and friends have support. With the battle against substance use in our world for centuries, it is crucial that one understands the importance of the need for help. I believe one out of the many solutions are based around the challenges to help themselves and others by providing resources and education around treatment as well as recovery options. According to USA Today, only 10% of Americans dealing with addiction receive treatment, as there are 23 million in just America alone that struggle with at least one type of addiction, yet very few receive any type of treatment. As you can imagine, this leaves many dealing with addiction each and every day. I remember almost every weekend for months on end going to visit my brother in whichever rehab facility he was in at the time. As those visits came and went, my family began to understand the importance of helping my brother the best they could. Not only by practicing tactics for helping prevention of relapse, but focusing on communicating clearly, listening carefully, setting a good example, and strengthening our bond are just a few key steps we focused on in the past to help. Some may disagree with my argument of the importance of seeking help and utilizing resources, yet every case is different. As research indicates, 1 in 4 deaths can be from various forms of substance abuse like alcohol, tobacco, or drug use. So I know that there is truly a need for this message. No matter the day or what you might be going through, know you are not alone, that there is always an option for seeking help. Moving forward, you now have the opportunity to change lives by knowing and understanding this globalized topics of substance abuse. A friend once told me it's okay to not be okay as long as you don't stay that way. That same friend also told me it's okay to be vulnerable because that's when you really start living. Regardless of what happens within your life, it's important to understand that it's okay to seek help for yourself and friends or family. Asking for help does not show weakness, but instead portrays strength. It is crucial that one stays well informed of the globalized topics that are all around them. As substance abuse continues to rise, I hope that from my message you will consider digging deeper into these helpful resources and continue to further your education around recovery and treatment options. In the end, you can truly save a life, and you never know that life could end up being yours. Thank you.